Welcome back, guys, to the channel. Today we talk about the upcoming IPO of Critical Holdings Berhad. Due to popular requests, we have now removed the laptops from our video. It's still here. You just can't see it, or it's harder for you to see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with really the business, right? By the way, disclaimer, we are not going to apply for this IPO. But we want to share with you our thoughts on the company. So here are the IPO details. In fact, as of this recording, just a few minutes ago, it was announced what the numbers are going to be. So very good timing.
Yeah.
35 cents per share. Number of shares, almost 372. You're looking at 130 million market cap, so very tiny. With an earnings for FY 2023 at nearly 9.6 million, which will imply a 13.56 PE.
Correct.
So, what does the business do? What business are they in? They are in engineering, they are in maintenance and services, but what exactly?
Okay, so if you don't know the term MEP is mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. So, I mean, inside the word itself, you kind of know what they are doing. Instead of doing like a external or exterior layer of construction, right? Where it's going to take like more than 3 to 5 years to build a building. Their work is it takes roughly maybe like less than 2 years or maybe even way quicker. So what they do is they are the interior side of things, where they store those plumbing, or for example, your data centers, your machines, the wiring, what to put and everything. So they are the one who design and then install and all of these things. But usually they would hire a subcontractor to do this work, and they are the brains of this all this kind of work.
And I think what's interesting is that the end use market is quite diversified, right? Semiconductors, data centers, pharma, solar, things like that.
Yes, correct. So that's one great thing about them.
So what their aim is to do this thing called an undertaking of 3 million ringgit, more than 3 million ringgit contract, meaning to say that they're not going to accept any contract below that amount.
Correct. So far, historically, they have been getting one contract is worth more than 3 million.
Okay.
And they want to try to keep it that way, because if it's less than 3 million, maybe they feel it's not worth their time.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so they actually have two main different roles over here. So their customer can either be the critical holdings facility operator or owner, or their customers could be a main contractor.
Okay.
So their roles will differ according to the client's profile. So if let's say their clients is the main guy who owns the operation of everything, right? They may hire them as a main contractor for this thing. But if let's say their client is a main contractor, right, they will hire them as a subcontractor to do this kind of thing. So main contractor, you have more control of the thing. So subcontractor, you have to follow what the main contractor wants to do. Yeah. So right now, majority of the contract, they are doing a subcon work. Okay. But as of financial year 2023, they start to get more of this main con work already. So which is kind of like a good sign that they are getting more control in terms of their work. But yeah, that's something to let you know. Okay, so visually, this is how it looks like. I mean, it's more just like your boiler room, whatever you actually don't really see inside a building. Usually this building is all we leave it to the experts to look at it. But yeah, this is how it looks like inside of this MEP stuff. And
you can pause and see, but this is basically what
correct.
It looks
and
like.
It's a very long process to do their business.
Yeah. So currently they have about slightly over 220 million in terms of order book.
Yeah.
So a lot of the projects will be completed by 2024.
Yeah. So in 2024, there's in total about like 90 plus million. It's going to be recognized during 2024. And a lot of it comes from plant room instead of like data centers and clean room. So data centers actually contributes a very small amount only.
Yeah.
At
so
the
mainly
moment.
plant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this is more on their subcon work. So you can see that the amount of subcon work from this order book is almost like everything. Yeah, you can say it's almost everything. Majority of the work they are doing is right now, it's more on subcon instead of the main construction work.
Yeah, I mean, you call it smart, call it lazy. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, okay. But just like I mentioned, their main revenue contribution is starting to rise.
So they're starting to do things themselves more.
Yeah, correct. Instead of like having other people to tell them what to do lah. So
maybe they think they can control their costs better than subbing out.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's what they mentioned also. If let's say they can do things themselves, they can control costs and increase profit. Okay, so right now they're tendering about 31 projects and it's worth about 288.58 million. 78% it comes from Pulau Pinang. Why so much is in Pulau Pinang? It's because they are located in Pulau Pinang. It's as simple as that. They are in the northern side of KL. Yeah. And then this is some of the stats. They have about 229 subcontractors and 219 suppliers for them to choose on. Very small team, 51 personnel.
100 over clients served per year, give or take.
Yes, correct. So that's why it's like their minimum contract is like 3 million. So you can roughly like, but this client, I'm not sure whether is it like one client is 3 million. It could not be lah. Yeah. So I'm not sure how do they identify as client.
So we look at the profit breakdown now. Actually, we made they also just announced their forward-looking numbers and also the latest numbers. And you were saying to me beforehand that it was quite a big difference between the pre-IPO and the actual IPO prospectus.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to share with us what that difference is.
Yeah, so if you are looking at this video, I mean, luckily I recorded a pre-prospectus because they will no longer publish that already. But if you manage to download it beforehand, then that's good. But you can see like the numbers right here of these MEP engineering solutions, right? It's about 86 million FPE 2023. But this number actually almost double. It's quite a lot lah. And their profit also, initially I thought they wouldn't be making much profit for financial 2023. I thought I prorated, I thought they're going to make about like maybe 5 to 6 million. Previously they make about 7 million. So I thought it's going to be a drop, but then it beat my expectation by huge mile. So yeah, that's something for you to know that their contract that they are recognizing those revenues is pretty quite good at the moment. And you can see that this is the revenue by segment. So majority obviously is more on design, the EPCC work. Actually, it's not even EPCC, it's just design and installation and all the stuff. Maintenance is still a small chunk of revenue because it's basically maintenance work lah. I mean, how much can you even do, right? And then this is customer by segment. It's more towards the plant room, data center is
as
still quite
really
small.
showed earlier on.
Yeah.
So revenue per client in terms of average maintenance for revenue.
Yeah.
Pretty decent. It's actually growing.
Yes.
And then revenue by role.
Yeah.
Slowly, as we showed earlier on, they're already slowly taking over the main contract
yes.
a lot more. But you know, their subcon has not dropped tremendously. I mean, yes, if you compare 2022 to 2023, yes, there's a drop. But it's still, you know, neck and neck with the main con stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So in terms of costs, we have subcontractor. Okay.
Yeah, that's why they hire.
Right.
There are some quad word, but then they hire.
Then
someone.
I assume purchases would be your raw materials and things like that.
Correct, your
in
metal,
order
piping.
to build it.
Yeah.
And then of course all the other stuff. Of course, I think here their salaries are not included. Are they included?
No, it's
here?
not included.
Not included here.
So
right?
90% is all subcon costs and purchases.
So they're big big customers. Dialog, Cork Construction, customer A, B, C, D, all the way until F, BIG projects.
A lot of private companies instead of listed companies.
So it's a bit harder to see what they do. So probably have to do a bit more digging on what their job quality is. Suppliers, a lot, but I think the one to highlight here is Dunham Bush.
Yes, correct. Why I highlighting this is because they actually have an exclusive distribution agreement with Dunham Bush. So they have to purchase from them about 2.5 million. And it's actually signed contract already that they have to buy it. And basically what Dunham Bush they supply is all those data centers related cooling solution stuff. So yeah, and this is just something for you to know . Okay, the team here, what's interesting about this team, right, or the CEO specifically, they have this term IR, which is ingenieur, or what a person will get if, let's say, they reach at a higher status in terms of the engineering field. So it's like a very respected kind of, it's like your Wira lah. Like if you are Lee Chong Wei, right, you go play
Dato Wira,
yeah.
The Dato Wira of engineering.
Correct.
Okay.
So this one is like the engineering side of things.
It's pretty high up there.
Yeah, they are very smart. It could be because they are very smart also. So he started off as a lot of this engineer work.
So he started with Mr. Cho Chin Siang, who's also an IR.
Yeah. Then after that, he resigned his work. Then he started to co-acquire and co-founded this company lah.
Right.
And then another IR, which is a COO. Also, he also do a lot of engineering work. He also climbed his way up to branch manager. Then he founded this company.
Got it. So they're pretty young actually.
Yeah. So you can see the age group is very, very young people, which is quite surprising to see this kind of thing. And what's interesting is that inside their board, right, or not really board, it's like more of the senior management. These two guys actually incorporated critical M&E first before they got acquired by Mr. Tan Si Lim and Mr. Chao Chin Siang. So yeah, they are something to do with this company. They are the founders, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah.
So they own
yeah, so they actually own quite a lot of shares, and right now the IPO price is about 35 cents. So this is like easy 7x.
Yeah,
their position. So yeah.
So look at the industry. Of course they gave the numbers 50-50. They're going to double every 5 years. This industry, which is quite exciting actually. And their market share right now is 1.6%.
1.6%. Yeah,
it's very
still
tiny.
very small. But if you see, like they compare with a lot of these listed companies like AWC, Bintai, Capnet, it's actually there's a lot of competitors in this space. So pricing power, that's why they got mentioned why sometimes revenue drop, right? Is because of some pricing
the truth
power.
is there's probably no moat in this company.
Yeah, there
right?
is essentially zero moat.
You're a service, right? You just do that, and it's not like you have special equipment that only you can have.
Correct. Maybe it's more on the design side, and maybe how much cost can they help the customer save. I think that's about it.
Exactly. So, but as you can see, if you put yourself in the customer's shoes, you have plenty of options.
Yeah.
And so it's a bit of a race to the bottom in terms of price wise. And so you have to control your costs very well.
Yeah.
So you look at the numbers, as we said earlier on, this is the profitability. You guys can actually pause and see what it looks
and
like.
You can actually compare with the prospectus number today.
Right. So, compare it to the prospectus number, because this is the pre-prospectus,
Yes,
right?
correct.
So take note of that, very important. Okay, in other words, the data here may not be the most accurate.
Yeah.
Simply because they just announced the IPO prospectus.
Net
This
cash.
is the balance sheet. Seems fine to me. Cash flow wise, a little bit up and down, but do you know why it's been a bit up and down?
Because of the revenue recognition based on the progress of
there
the
you
work
go.
that they do.
So it's lumpy. So for those who are analyzing the company, if you want to get valuation or do DCFs or whatever, what I would suggest is you take an average, 3-5 year average, so that you can smooth out the lumpiness.
Yeah. Service-based business. Everything
no
is really good.
surprise.
Yeah.
Really, really good. But of course, the big question mark would be the growth. So ROICs, your returns,
Most likely it's going to be
calculation,
stagnant lah.
Yeah. Ratios, fantastic. No complaint. Now here, how about the good and the bad, right? In terms of risk, what are they going to do? So this is what they're going to do with their IPO proceeds. One, they'll have a new regional office, which is the biggest chunk. Second biggest chunk after working capital. As you can see, people are the most important.
Yeah.
And then they can expand their sales and technical team quite big and very little capex.
Yes.
So it's really just to get more people in, right?
Exactly.
That's
They
all
just
it
need
is.
more people. And right now they want to shift a lot of their operations from Kajang to Klang Valley. So they actually have a very small base in the central region of KL. They are more on the northern, which is your Pulau Pinang and whatnot. And they also want to hire more people. And they also want to build or have a space for them to test their equipment. Because right now, how they usually test is actually in their supplier's premises when they want to do it.
Oh, they don't consider Kajang in the Klang Valley. That's interesting.
Right now, it's exactly. I think it's because it's like still very small base.
Okay.
And the Klang Valley, maybe it means like PJ, KL, maybe even Cyberjaya. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so as we said, really, if there was a mode, which we don't think there is, but if there was one, it will be the switching costs.
Yeah.
But it's based on relationship. But then you see, the switching cost is also an advantage that maybe the AWCs and the other people, other competitors might have as well. And tell me about this CIADB license.
Oh yeah, so if you don't have this license, you cannot do this MEP kind of job. Okay. So they have to always renew this license in order to get it lah. But it's still like a very minor mode only lah.
So yeah, there risk wise, major customers 70%. They can have execution risks, they fail to complete projects that will ruin their reputation. As we said, no pricing power. And FIRE.
Oh yeah, so FIRE is like there's once that there was actually a fire in their customer's place. So they have to like solve it. Then they have to use insurance to cover and everything.
So we hope they have insurance, which I assume they have.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, that's it for the critical holdings analysis. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, before we move on to another week of video, this is our November 2023 update. Is it the first time we are revealing for FIRL Pro? It's up 20%, pretty decent.
Yep.
2/3 of the companies are in the green. Catalyst portfolio doing pretty decent as well. If you didn't know what FIRL Pro is, basically it's 15 less than 15 or reports that requires less than 15 minutes to complete and read, that will help you shortcut to find companies and potential investments. Very easy to read. You don't need any finance background to understand. And even if you have questions, you'll be part of the free Telegram group where you can ask all your questions. And if you make a purchase, by the way, links are in the comments and the description. But if you can get a purchase, it's totally risk-free. Within 10 days, if you feel that this is not really for you, just send us an email and ask for a refund. You'll get it by the end of the month. And if you want to get a sense of what it looks like, check out our free sample also in the comment section and description. Find the link, click on the link, get a taste of it and see whether it suits you. And with that, guys, thanks for watching the video. Always thankful for your support, and I look forward to seeing you next week, perhaps.